Hello and welcome to Once Driven Forever Smitten. I'm here with the Saab, picking up across a sea field.
Hello.
I've got some video of this fella. Never done anything with it. Somebody would want this for stock car racing or something. You would think. What setting have you got that gun on?
The one that my dad has on.
If you're putting them in that tight in stage 3, then they'll come back out.
World's best backwards driver. With no bend, with no right, no.
You only need
No left.
2 mirrors. Ideal. Wheels in. 6x15, so they should fit the Cavalier for the winter tyres. Just nipped down to Scott Tyre. One of my Toyos is down in England, so I've only got 3. So I've just bought 2 all seasons, which looks like winter tyres anyway. They'll be fine, so I'll match the Toyos up at a later date, but they'll do fine just now because we're supposed to get in a lot of snow. So that's the first thing off the list for today. I've got Daniel with me. But hey, it worked. Corsa battery was stone dead. Oh, well done. Start it up again. Start it. Just let it tick over. That's fine. Right, en route to get the Omega MOT'd. We're back at this Astra GSI. Kenzo's that we picked up because I'm going to whip the loom out for mine because this one has no cut plugs. Lift the bonnet up for us, please. No, that, the stand, that one there. There you go.
So we've got ourselves an excellent YouTube So what we have got here is an excellent removal process from what looks to be an Astra, or not.
That's right. This loom doesn't have any cut plugs on it, which is good. And also that is a blank, that doesn't take the crank sensor in there, unlike the earlier ones. So I think that's cam sensor there, and the crank sensor is around this, no sorry, the crank sensor is here. Cam sensor, crank sensor. It's got a bit of a bad connection on the earth there, so we'll go and sort that out. But yeah, good stuff. And that'll be the exhaust systems on the Omega. Well, that's not right. Right, I've been checking out the Omega because it's been running rough, cats have been getting hot. Checked my timing using the gauges and my timing is alright. I reset the timing on the belt. So we're going into the spark plugs, and on this side, this bank, that one is full of oil at the back, like an oily watery mess, and so is that one. So we need cam cover gaskets for it. I might have a set of metal cam covers somewhere that would fit this, but it's a fair amount of stripping down to get into them. God, it'd be just as well fitting the 3 litre. So I'm going to take the plugs out it just now and let that oil drain into the engine. I suspect that's what's happened to it. It's gradually got worse and worse. And on this side, it's been down 1 and then 2 cylinders, I think. I've got a new belt kit for it there anyway, because I've stripped it down again. Because this belt's done about 6,000 miles, and the fact that I've been in about it and retensioned it, might as well just do it again because I'm right in about it. Wonderful. Well, there you go. There is a spark plug covered in oily water. 2 of them. That'll be what's causing it to run badly, as that fills up with water because it was draining in. Water is dripping in from above here and it's going straight down into there, and obviously there's already an oil leak in there, so I will probably see if I can get metal cam covered gaskets on this, but it's a fair job to strip it out. If I stick this back together just now having cleaned it up, it should be alright for a while. before the oil and everything fills it up again, but all that in there is going to prevent that from running properly. Because if it was if we look at this spark plug from the front, it's all rusty. There was no oil in there, but there's definitely been water. So that's probably what's been causing it. I'm going to have to clean out the drain channels along the top of there, just make sure the water's not dripping into the top of the engine. That's what our issue has been, I strongly suspect. Well, it's all timed up perfectly, but it's still got a bit of roughness. So what I'm doing is, I've got the test. The Tech 2 is firing the spark plugs and those are working. So we'll try the other one. Well, my testing has revealed that it's got a very weak spark on this side, on cylinder 3, and on 6 there's no spark at all. So it needs a coil pack. I did put a coil pack on this, but when I think about it, it was 5 years and 36,000 miles ago. So that's why it'll have been running rough. New timing belt kit's on it because I've been writing about it. It made sense to do it, but it's all timed up perfectly. Checked it with the gauge and all that. All the tensioners are set to the right time setting. Yeah, so the coil pack's buried away in the back of the engine. That's not nice to get to, but that certainly seems to be what's up with it. See, watch that plug. It's got a very weak spark. You can only just see it. And this one has got no spark at all. Good old Tech 2. Don't know if you can. Oh, you can see it. There we go. Cylinders 2 and 5. That will now be ticking away. There we go. That's what the spark is supposed to look like. See how strong that is. Very weak there, nothing there. So yeah, I'm going to have to go and order a coil pack for it. Bollocks! Well folks, ordered a coil pack off eBay and it arrived the next day. And it's like 28th of December or something. 29th? No. Anyway, we now need to go and remove the plenum off the top to access it because it's buried away down there. Wonderful. But it should solve the problem that we've been having. So I'll see how much I need to take the throttle bracket off. Probably the EGR pipe assembly, the fuel pipe bracket. Wonderful. As you can see, I've got the plenum off. I've just pulled it forward so I'm not disconnecting the water pipes. I've got some rags shoved down the inlets so nothing can fall down there. And the coil pack is away down in there. There it is. E10 Fox bolts, I think. Let's send you in and see if you can see any better than I can. I can't remember because it was 2018 that I put this on. Yeah, what a stupid place to put a coil pack. So I'll have to get a socket and extension on there. I'll try and extract it. Such fun. Well, managed to get the old coil pack removed. That's out there. Had to extract it down through there. Very tight catches on the earth wires. And one of the bolts was all rusty, so there's been water dripping down into that area. Not ideal, so I'll have to check the drain channels and make sure there's no water going in. Now I've got to try and shove this through that gap, which will be easier said than done. Now I am just running the spark plug test again. This is the last two to make sure that we have sparkage across all 6. Which we do, so that's good. I can build the rest of it back up because I didn't have spark across the 2 of them previously. Didn't want to put it all back together again in case something wasn't right, but it's okay. Right folks, it's all built back up again. I swear to goodness it better run on 6. Good. That sounds better. That is running on all 6 cylinders. Thank goodness for that.
You know, so controversial.
Blue sky for the first time in weeks. Finally a day that it's not raining, but this is supposed to be the only nice day of the week. Because the Omega's running really well again with its new coil pack. What a nice day.
Yep. First time in ages. Or at least for Mussy. Hopefully Mussy.
This was a long time ago, by the way. This is not like famous me. But I was like,
You end up on
such a
the
crazy conversation. It's fake fur. I don't understand. I understand people are ethical vegans who say I don't want any type of animal product ever. Okay. I disagree with that, and I think a lot of people on Earth would disagree with that. I think the human race would starve.
Nice.
Right?
Here at Proven Malottos to get the Omega MOT'd. Home of many Z20 Astra vans. There's 4 here. Plus this, which is an ongoing project, which looks like a normal Astra till you get to the back and you realise it's a saloon. Mark 5 Belmont.
Douglas, of course.
And then you go. Well, clean bill of health. Look at these.
The class.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. There's one of the Toyos on the Corsa wheels, and we'll get them balanced up in a minute. Yep. We'll get these balanced up. I was putting some soap in the old seasons, some soap in the water tyres, and we're ready to go. Go. That's them all transferred over, full set of winter tyres on the 4 stud 15s. So just need to go back to the house to empty all this other stuff out probably before I go to the unit, because I don't have any tools for now. Well, winter tyre installation in progress on Le Cave. Right, that's fine. Right. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose.
They don't look too bad.
Yeah, they're alright. I'm now under Le Cave and the exhaust flex head split and broke, so I've just put these two 15-degree bends in and lined all this up like this. And it seems to be sitting alright, so I'll weld it together and clamp it at the back of the onto the cat pipe, which probably isn't going to last that long anyway, but if it does start to break up, I can just chop it down at the flange and put a new bit of 2-inch pipe onto it. So I'll just leave it like that now. I'm not doing that at the moment. I'll be fine. Got my winter tyres on for the snow coming in the second and the rest of the month. Got too much petrol on it to go and take that out now and do the sender. I'll have to go and run it until it's running out of petrol.
Got a send. You got a new sender for it?
It's in that tank over there. I got it for Workington. Right folks, we are changing the fuel sender on Le Cave. That's a replacement one there which has come out of this tank I collected from Workington, and we are currently letting the fuel drain out. I didn't know how much fuel was in it, and it looks like there was more than I thought, because I've already got a gallon out of that. And it's still going strong into the second one, so we'll be here for a while. But I just didn't know. My exhaust's looking alright, so that's good. We'll move this out the way. Come on, hurry up. I've removed the sender. 6 full cans and a half full bucket. So now I've got to go and install this again, pop it onto the pipe and get the clip back on it, and we'll be ready to go. Oh, we have a fuel gauge again. And I fixed the central locking on it as well, which was just a little ECU in the kick well. Footwell rather, behind the kick panel. Oh, wonderful. Can't beat having a fuel gauge. It is not very warm. Wonder what temperature the Omega is going to tell me. Dead on freezing. Let's get this defrosted. Ah, running on 6 cylinders again, can't beat it. Still waiting for the exhaust for this. But I have the winter tyres to go on it anyway in the meantime, which I'm not fitting right now, but I'll move them out in a minute. Oh, these conditions are well sketchy this morning. I thought there was something wrong with the car on the A71. Like it just didn't feel right, and then the ABS was kicking in like mad when I was pulling up to a halt, and it's black ice. I just tried to put the throttle in there and the traction control kicked in and things trying to go sideways. Dodgy. Need to get the Cavaliers, as they will be the ones with the winter tyres on. Right. This lane is sheet ice. Better stop well ahead of the junction, lest I end up sliding out into the road. Well, isn't this lovely? Bit of a blizzard there. It's not as bad here, strangely enough. I need to get down to the garage. This snow starts lying on the ground, folk will be driving at 10 mile an hour everywhere. Dearie me, this wasn't forecast for today. Not to worry. It is very snowy here today. I'm not even turning at the tummy bit. Alrighty, I'm working on the Cave's exhaust, sorting it out properly this time, rather than the temporary fix I had before. So I've got 15-degree bend, 15-degree bend. I've taken the cap pipe off and cut it at the flange, which is here. And we will put a straight connector over the end. That'll fit over there. And then what we're going to do is use a bit of this 2-inch pipe, which is the same size as the Sportex cap pipe, which is rotting out. This is my new tool, it's a chop saw. See how it works. Beautiful! Tacked into position the exhaust. It's all sitting, it comes down at a little bit of an angle there to go along that way, but that's the way that it needs to run. When it's right, that's the exhaust in. Bit of paste round there with a new gasket. Funny that bend in it there, that's the way that it wanted to sit though, to get it to line up there, I don't really know. They're all connected on up the back here as well, on the two mounts. So we'll see what it's like when it fires up, should be alright. It's all tightened in at the front there now. Right folks, well I'm on with the Astra again. I've taken the C18XE management off it, and this is the best loom. I've just repaired it, I've put a new eyelet on the earth there because it didn't have one, and I've taped up the crank sensor wire nicely. Now I was reading online and people were saying that the later ones, the crank sensor goes in the bottom of the loom. It doesn't, that's blank, and the knock sensor doesn't go in there either because that's blank. They go in, I believe that is the knock sensor there, and this one isn't used, which you can kind of see because it's never been plugged into it. That longer one will be the knock. So we'll go and fire this in, plug it all in and see what it does. I need to put a relay across the secondary air pump bit on it, because it might put the light on. I think that's it there, or it might be there actually. Don't know, we'll find out when the rest of it plugs in, see what happens. Right, I've discovered a couple of things. I was always wondering what that plug was for, and that's for the knock sensor. I've got everything plugged in. I've got a relay across the secondary air pump wires. I've got the manifold flap thing, and crank sensors in the right place, cam sensors in the right place, knock sensors in the right place. So this should fire up now. Oh, hello! No management light, ya beauty! Okay, so cut out, but yeah, I'm not too worried about that. That just ran with no management light. Woohoo! Well, it's running fine now. It's no longer in limp mode. I've got two fault codes, O2 sensor, voltage high, voltage low, so I need to look into that. Not sure what that's about. Maybe it's either wiring or it needs a sensor. It was giving me that code on the C18XE as well. Makes me think it might be the sensor. I'm not sure where it came from. If it was off the Ecotec original or what, but I mean, aside from that, I mean, it is. The dash is back in, but I need to have a look at the heater and ventilation controls in it, because they're not working quite right, but that wouldn't stop it being MOT-able. I'm waiting for a second shock absorber for it. There's one Bogue gas one sitting in it, and I've managed to find a Sachs which is identical. It's got two broken springs in the back. This is one that's sitting in it, but I haven't been able to cross-reference the number on it. It's got the Cavalier Diplomat wheels on it at the moment. And yeah, it's all running all right, starting and driving okay, so it's really not too far away. I've done 3 brake pipes on it as well, so I'm going to put it up in the air now and do an ABS ring on it, because one of them split. I might do the 2 depending on the state of them, so I'll fire it up, stick it in the ramps. It starts up nicely now. I'll shut the boots before I put it in the ramp, not like that. That's the old ABS ring there, and as you can see at one point it's got a broken bit in it, so chap the new one on and I will install that. Again, this was difficult to come out, so I'm going to grease it a bit. Right folks, more parts have arrived. So I've just fitted a new lambda sensor. This one was listed for an Omega and it's got a short bit of cable on it, but it's just the right amount of cable routing that down the side of the coil pack there, so that's spot on. And I've also blanked off the EGR using a Coke can, so that's all right. I've also put one spring and one shock on it. It's got the Diplomat wheels on it at the moment. All the lights are working on it. It's just the heating and ventilation system up the back of the dash that's really the annoying thing. I need to sort the horn, I'm not sure about that. I need to check that out. Not sure if the horn still works on it, to make sure it's plugged in. But yeah, more progress. Right, well, I can fit one side while I wait for the others to arrive. That's our new spring and that's our old one. And it's broken off at the top and bottom, no wonder it was sitting lower. That's one of the new shocks, the other one's on the way. It's a Bogue gas one, so that will be an OEM spec for late cars, and this is a Monroe. It doesn't say gas on it, so I'm going to say that's an oil shock absorber, probably not the original, but facelift Astras are supposed to run with gas shocks all round, even Merits. But it's a bit of a different setup. The shocker's going upside down, if you like, compared to a saloon or a hatchback. It goes away and up there. Well, you can see it on this side where I've not finished my exhaust yet, but it goes into an angle up there. This spring's broken as well. Oh, here comes Stevie in the transit van. So yeah, I'm going to put this spring in, put that shock in for now, and that'll be one side done. And that's as far as I can go with this tonight, really. Not bad, pretty close. Just gotta wait for some more bits to arrive, such as a lambda sensor. We've got vastly improved ride height on this corner anyway, with that spring on it. That's how it's supposed to sit. Oh god, it's so dark, this GoPro's rubbish at picking it up, because the other one won't work in the cold. 1 second. That's a better height for it. I don't want low suspension, it's a workhorse. It doesn't look too bad sitting there with those wheels on it. So I've got a lambda sensor to do, a spring and a shock in the back, weld the exhaust up, fix that, and sort the heating and ventilation, and that's about it. Doesn't run too badly now. Right, that's it for this one. Good bit of progress there. Worked on an Omega to sort it out. Made more progress on the Cav. Astra's very close. I just need a spring and a shock, and to sort out the vacuum pipes behind the back of the dash. A couple of bits of trim to put in it, and then it should be okay to go for MOT, which is good. It's come an awful long way, that car. I think it was pretty much done for unless I'd bought it. Catch you again next time. Bob is observing something. What can it be? It was another cat. Where did it go? It's not a boat, Bob, you win. Don't know where it is now. Oh! Going to investigate further. Toilet brush tail.